Welcome to a quick look at some of the new features in Tinker's 120.1. If you're coming from 112, you will need to probably update yourself on the 116 features. But since 116, there haven't been too many updates, but I will address them here. So here you can see we've got the modifier work table. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some Prismarine on this. You can see now we've got hydraulic 1 on it. If we wanted to extract that, what we'd have to do is we'd put it in here. And then we get this, the Ender Slime Crystal. So each of the different types of slime has got a... so if we do Slime Crystal, depending on the island you've got, you can see... Then these also got geodes as well now. So these are all going to be basically blast furnace recipes. And then what we can do is we can put this in here. And then what we can also do is now put in a sponge. A wet sponge will work. So what you can do is just click that. And then when we pull this out, you can see I'm going to get hydraulic crystal. So basically I could then go back in here. Instead of using that to get an extra slot, I could do, there you go. And basically if we take a look at the crystals, the way that the crystal system is implemented is basically that there is a crystal for every single modifier. And all the modifiers have now got little pictures as well. So you can see we've got a bunch of like pictures on everything. So for instance we could do expanded. There you go, you can see. The flint and brick is... I don't know if that was there before, to be honest, but it might have been. Alright, the slime... Oh yeah, also you got the clay slime island. And for some reason the clay slimes are called Terra Cubes. So we can use the Ichor Sling, and you can see it's going to do some knockback on the clay slime there. And so there's sort of like a few more in terms of that. There's also seem to be some of these special skulls, which I don't think were there before. So you can basically, depending on where you pour the Ender Slime, you get a bunch of different effects on the helmet there. Pig and Brute Disguise. Some of these abilities are definitely new, right? The other thing as well, you do have these staffs as well, which are basically just looks like you can put a bunch of different stuff. If we take a look at the modifiers in general, it seems like everything's like a little bit more. You've got 191, punching with both hands. I looked through the list. There's a few new things since 116, not a huge amount though. So for instance, yeah, changing the armor appearance so it looks like something else. A lot of it is cosmetic. I think most of it was. Tool belt is interesting. You can do swapping the hotbar. Some of the lucky ones. Step up is there. Speedy is there. Yeah, some interesting choices there. Somehow interacting with the leggings changes the offhand. That's kind of interesting. It does look like Ricochet might be interesting. It's like a knockback, similar to the Ichor Sling. Most of this was in 116. That was against Illager, the Killager one. Any Illager will take damage. That was... Right. Actually, yeah, for Flint and Steel, you would actually use this, the Fire Primer with Cobalt. You can add pockets. Crystal Shot, that was an interesting one. In place of arrows, so instead of using arrows, we could try the Crystal Shot actually. Let's just get a bow. Let's take Hepatizen and we'll look at the Crystal Shot. So again, you wouldn't be able to make this normally. You could just take the modifier. You see, you can't just take the modifier, right? This way we can just take an anvil and we'll take our bow and we'll just put Crystal Shot on it. And it should, let's see if it actually works with the arrows. Interesting. So it does make shooting a bow kind of interesting, for sure. Yeah. And there's a bunch of different things you can do with that as well. Severing. Not huge differences. There was a snow golem stuff, part builder. Yeah, so this has not changed much in recent times. Gilded. give the bow 3 toggleable arrow slots. Yeah, another thing as well, like it looks like the if you look through these, there's the plate. So for some reason, like this is just cobalt, but it does get a different name for some reason. There are some shield enchantments as well. But yeah, apart from that, I think that is probably going to do. So thanks for watching.